Today I have some bad news for all people trading FTUK accounts. They've once again proved to me that they're actually a scam company. So I'm going to share a recent experience of passing a challenge and then having FTUK decide not to issue the funded account. So we're in the portal here, the FTUK portal, and you can see I've passed this challenge recently. It's traded for 4 months from the beginning of August till the start of the year. It's hit its 10% profit target and it's done pretty well. So then what happens is I receive a congratulations email 6 days ago. You've passed. Okay, please allow 24 hours for processing. Then I receive 4 days later, we've assessed your account and we've noticed that you're in violation of one of our rules. The rule that you violated is the copy trading rule, as you've placed the same trades on both of your accounts. By the way, you're allowed to use a copy trade at a copy, but in this case, the issue is that I've got the same trades. And it's actually not the same trades, it's the same instruments in both accounts. So they've decided they're going to close both my accounts. So if we go back here, not only did I have this one that's a 90k challenge that had passed, so there's a reasonable fee with that, it's about $1,000 to memory, but there's also this 100k instant funding one, which is doing quite well. It started at 25,000 and they're saying that I traded the same instrument. So this one's been trading since the 5th of December, so not that long, nearly a month or just over a month, and it's doing quite well too. And it's one that when it reaches the target, because it's instant funding, there's a higher fee, but also I get profit straight away. So I was quite happy with both of their performance, and they've said, well, actually there's some trades. Now I went to investigate and I kind of remembered what happened. Now what has happened is, I'll show you exactly what's happened. I made a mistake, and it's a small mistake. What had happened, is it here, is I realized it's not necessarily the same. They don't even like you having and this is very unique to FTUK, they don't even like you having the same instrument. So even if it's different trades, open different times and stuff like that, it can be two different expert advisors. They don't allow you to trade the same instrument on two different accounts. Very unique to FTUK. And so I realized that when I opened this other account, as I said, it started on the 5th. If we go into the metrics and we look here, this new account I've put up is trading USD JPY, GBP JPY, New Zealand dollar and Euro GBP. Now I realized I was trading a couple of instruments, the USD JPY, on this other account. And so what I did is, because I had historically been trading those pairs, right? USD JPY and GBP were on this account. But when I started trading my new account, I realized this quickly. I realized that unfortunately after 2 days, so you can see that on the 5th and the 6th, I do have positions open on both of these symbols. But very quickly, I realized, I can't be doing that. And from the 6th onwards, so at the end of the 6th, I think I removed those. And so from that point onwards, I'm not trading those. I'm only trading these instruments that do not trade. You can see there's no more of those symbols. So for the rest of the life of this account, it's not placing any trades of that kind. So basically what happened was, for a 2-day crossover, remember this account's been trading for 4 months, this account's been trading for 6 weeks, and for the 2 initial days when this account started trading at the same time as this one, there was a crossover where they're both trading the same instruments. It was a mistake, it was a silly mistake, and I corrected it very quickly. No warning from them, no nothing, no, by the way, you can't do this, just nothing, right? So I've traded them, continued trading them, and they've said it's a problem. So I get back to them because they have said, it seems fair, but it's not fair. That's a lot of work to pass that challenge and to trade one successfully. We will issue your free retake. So they're going to give me 2 free retakes. So they're just canceling the challenge and they're going to say, you start again from scratch, right? So I tell them, I basically say, look, I'm thinking this is unreasonable. This is an automated thing that's noticed, there's been a little clash here, you say it's, and I'm like, can you please have a little look into this? Because basically, in my opinion, and I think it's what the reason is that these challenges are in place to prove that you can trade properly and trade consistently and stay within the risk, right? They're kind of screening tools for these firms to find good traders. And when they do, because good traders are rare, they should be jumping at that fact, because great, now we're both going to make money. We'll give you capital and you'll trade for us and we'll both make money. So I'm like, look, let's have a look at this and reconsider, please. I was aware of this rule. I stated clearly, I said this account had been trading a portfolio that included some of the same instruments on the one I started trading. However, when I started trading,
trading the instant funding account. I remembered this rule. I knew about it. It was just a mistake. And, I'm busy and I just made a small mistake and I corrected it very, very quickly. I made portfolio changes to ensure that both accounts are trading on different instruments so no clash could occur. I certainly copied the same trades on each account, and trading totally different instruments on each account seems the only way to ensure this. So I took the action. Without any warning from them, I noticed it myself very, very quickly. You will note that from the 5th of December onwards, when I started trading this latest account, the first 2 days there were some clashes. Okay, I've said I forgot about this rule. It was just a mistake. Then for the remainder of the time for the new account, it has only been trading these 3 instruments, and this one has only been trading this one. So there's no crossover. There was a crossover for 2 days. I apologize for the initial clashing 2 days and did some reportfolio to ensure I wasn't violating it. Okay, and I've basically just asked them to reconsider. I'm saying, look, this is a very high penalty to just get rid of the accounts. We are both trying to make money here. Can we get a lesser penalty, or even better, can you just acknowledge the action I took was pretty adequate and we're on the same side here? And I also said, look, if we're looking at the bigger picture here, I've been trading for many years, consistently profitable for a while. I'm just working on growing my capital. I'm one of those people that can trade consistently, and I should be what you're looking for. Please look at the account properly. It shows this. I hope we are on the same side. And I just get back, same old nonsense. Nope, we need to scale traders responsibly. After further assessing your accounts, which I doubt they've done because they almost seem to be looking for rules to just break your account, placing the same trade. So they've just said the same thing. It's a violation. So blah-de-blah. You can't trade the same. So done, right? So that's it. That's their response. They've closed it. Now, yes, I did break a rule, but it's not a big rule. It's not a big rule. It doesn't negate the fact that I traded successfully and, showed good risk. I mean, this account has traded many trades. It's, I'm not sure if they even, 74 trades. It's a good number of trades. It's got a steady, good equity curve. It hit the target. It stayed within the risk. I mean, the drawdowns never exceeded. It was they should be going, great, this person can trade, if they are actually looking to make money by finding good traders. Now, I don't believe they are. That's my kind of take. That's what I take from this experience. That's my opinion. I'm sharing what happened, and you can make your own choice. I certainly won't be purchasing anymore. Because I had a past bad experience, I'd even said to myself, only ever trade one account with FTUK, and then they just can't get you with any nonsense for that. And unfortunately, it's another scam red alert, is they send through so many offers for 40% off, 35% off. Me liking a bargain, it was 35% off, and I thought, I'll just grab one. And yeah, fool me, they were able to catch me with this. And they've now made some money from fees, as it seems their business model is not looking out to find good traders. It's looking out to just make money from fees, is what I take from this. And it's definitely confirmed what I did in my past video, the experience I had then. And by the way, if you would like to see how I passed that evaluation, because that can be used for other prop firms, I certainly am not recommending FTUK. Please check out the previous video showing how I passed that challenge. And for interest's sake, how am I going to use these free retakes? What am I going to do? Well, I'm certainly not going to trade properly as I do for all my other challenges, right? FTUK, imagine you were a manual trader and you spent 4 months trading and finally passed the challenge, and somehow they just caught you on some Trump little rule and say, no, you got to start again or we're not giving it to you. It's despicable, really. How am I going to use these? Well, what I'll do is I'll just say to them, yeah, sure, give me the free retakes, and I'll probably put on a pretty high risk, so I'm gambling as opposed to trading for them. I'll ensure each account has no crossover symbols, and I don't want these on my VP. I don't want these wasting my time managing portfolios for them unless they're going to give me a funded account. So I'll just take a couple of gambles. Maybe the markets are kind, like I know if I set my risk lower, there's a very, very good chance it'll pass. I mean, there's no guarantees in trading, but if I set it high, there's a good chance I'll hit the drawdown before. For example, if we just look at the chart, it's 50-50, So imagine I went back and I started trading the portfolio here with a higher risk. Well, that's going to now be bigger and it's going to hit the drawdown, right? It's going to go boom to the drawdown. I've lost my account, right? But maybe it's a lucky time. Maybe it's in the up phase. And so I hit it with a higher risk and suddenly I'll hit the profit target probably on this because I've tripled my risk and I hit it within a very short period of time. Then if they give me the funded account, then I'll start trading with proper risk. risk. But really, I'm just going to gamble with them because they've not shown me that I'm not going to waste time trading properly for them on evaluations, and I'd rather just lose the accounts and be done with them, or they give me an actual funded account and I trade it properly.
That's the experience I've had with them. If you'd like to see future content, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. If you like the content, hit the like button and take what you want. My opinion is I won't be trading FTUK anymore. Just try to present the facts and show what happens, and you can decide for yourself if you want to use them or not. So in the meantime, trade safe, and I'll see you next time.